Notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held at the town board of the town of Stafford, at the town office located at 8903 Route 237 on the 9th day of December 2024, commencing at 7 o'clock, to give citizens the opportunity to consider the passage of local law number A of 2024, which will amend the senior income exemption established by local law number 1 of 1977. Section 467 of real property tax law allows local governments to increase income eligibility for a senior income exemption by local law, provided the municipality already has such an exemption in place. Local law number 1 of 1977 established a senior income exemption for the town of Stafford and is to be amended. This amendment seeks to bring the Stafford senior income exemption in line with that adopted by the Genesee County Legislature on February 28, 2024. All persons interested in the subject matter of this hearing will be entitled to be heard at this time and place thereof. Copy of the proposed amended local law is available for review in the town clerk's office during regular business hours. Barbara Radley, Town of Stafford.
It's written as A, with the money that way. But when you adopt it, it's different.
That's just one case? That's just one case?
Just a month.
Just a month?
Yeah. I asked him to itemize.
We raised it again $1,300. Yeah.
Don't we want to see how many they do?
There's no breakdown. There's no breakdown.
So they send you.
And I'm asking how many they do a month
Yeah.
and compare it to,
I think it's pretty expensive, or,
well, especially if they're only doing 6 or 7.
You're not covering it, that's what you're.
Right.
this is something we should be looking at.
Well, we can't do minutes about it, that's up to the judges.
This is,
Mm-hmm.
this is,
Yeah. It's an easy job. It's an easy job. He knows his people.
Yeah.
Find out how many they're doing a month compared to.
Because they have to sign off on it.
do they?
Judges.
Yeah.
I tell you, Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe you did that.
That's cool.
On Mongoose. My friends and I went to the joy pageant for Rising Reps. Oh my God. You gotta see that, that is fantastic.
How good?
Let's see, I'll cover it down.
Yeah,
Okay. Round table. Oh, yeah.
So it's really,
They all took
It's great.
appointments.
really cool, but you gotta go on all.
Saturday at 9, right?
No, Donald is good.
Well, you gotta get back up. You gotta get back up later, but it's really,
Let's see,
Well-
town, that's something.
the back. Well, it might be this whole,
Giovanni C.
with this
Augustine,
whole
like,
thing.
that's an engineer I
It's
worked with,
A
but it's
Christmas
close.
village on steroids.
Peter,
It is
I think he's
huge,
the,
and you know what's there.
where is it, Seward?
It's St. Mark's Church in the
Remember
basement.
right? Oh, and Alice
Yeah,
Foy,
it's really cool.
real
It's
estate,
really cool, Lauren Longany,
and
you know,
then
your
John
back. It even has a little kid
Brent.
laying in the snow, doing the
I gotta
snow
look
angel,
that.
actually moving. There's a really cool trains, it was a jelly train.
So I was gonna ask Barb to put together,
All kinds of different.
we
Yeah.
used to go together as a resumes and every summer before Christmas. It's kind of a thing, but she got Alice, she's the real estate. We used to go to this one place that had a hall, everything in there.
Well, that's the sign who's,
Yeah, and they took you like, you went through and stuff, and took you, oh God, almost an hour to get through.
yeah, I want to take that out, that's really cool. And
John
do you,
Costello,
you know, the
those are the two Stafford residents.
It was a radio show in Lakeford.
Augustino. Really?
Then
He's
that one had,
Byron.
Jim Jones and it.
Yeah,
And he
Seward,
has a
Peter
really
Seward.
good set.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and
Oh,
it, every day from Thanksgiving to Christmas, there's an episode that left behind and you had to go back tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, and they have little cinnamon bears.
Oh, cool,
First
right
they all-
there.
My friend collects bears, so she got one. Oh my God, it was just so cool.
Yeah.
And there's a little QR code, if you still listen.
It was kind of clear over the phone, but I didn't go too deep. with
Yeah.
it. I didn't think it was
Was there a
fair.
plan?
All
So
new
that was
training.
fun.
Yeah.
It was really,
He's the guy that came this Sunday when I was here.
yeah, it was good. It was well worth it.
Well, Friday, we went to watch the baby.
He's a contractor of some kind.
They just want to cover this.
Oh, tired, that's all.
Oh, I'm
He's
sure.
got kind of a mixed background.
Oh,
Yeah.
what age?
Yeah.
Well, they're absolutely.
Where they put it. He crawls and sits up and grab a hold of the couch or whatever and see where he lives.
Watch out there.
He's the number one in the house.
He's sitting there.
He take him a while.
Our shoelace
Oh,
road.
it's so much fun.
There's a house.
He starts sitting there for the years. Oh, yeah.
We were gonna say, we were, yeah.
Oh, the one, wasn't that the one with the big pissing match between the contractor and the?
Yes, and then,
But Kevin wanted to see him. But his wife is seeing her for a while, so she comes home. She was okay. Yeah. She said she was down at Tony and that, but so when she also, she was coming home. So to enforce it, and our experience with Jerry is pretty
so
close.
you recognize.
And It's not, it doesn't
Don't
work.
Forget it, nobody else matters.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you can separate the two, I guess
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, the emphasis is on code, not enforcement.
Yeah.
Because they don't.
That was in the, last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So, Sunday, Sophia came over. Oh God, she'd be ready for that grade, she had to touch everything, look at all, inspect.
Yeah,
Oh, she's only 3, but she's so much.
that's a good age.
It is. Yeah. She was loud.
Yeah, that's good. That's the fun. Okay,
It is.
is it a quarter after? Don't we have a second one to do?
Yep.
Is it quarter, it's not quite quarter after, is it?
We'll go to that one, we started with that one.
That one's so small.
Yeah, a little small.
Don't turn the time.
Put it on vibrate, and then I forget to put it back.
Yes.
And then the next morning, I'm not getting any calls or anything, because it's on silent.
But it, I've got things to do.
Yeah, all right.
I don't get many phone calls where it's just to say, hey. It's usually a problem.
It's here on- it's in the public hearing thing here. Doesn't say.
Yeah, I went through it, I just.
Oh, okay. Was it?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Want me to send anywhere or? Okay.
Wherever you are.
Kate, though?
Would you be more comfortable just leaving those on
Sure.
the table there?
Yep. I'm gonna spread them out. Sure.
How many you got there?
I have 4.
Oh, good, perfect.
4 and then extras for the bulletin board, you asked me,
Yeah.
for whenever.
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay.
Bless you.
Notice of public hearing, Town of Stafford. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held at the Town Board of the Town of Stafford at the Town Hall located at 8903 Route 237, Stafford, New York, on the 9th day of December 2024, commencing at 7:15 p.m. to give citizens the opportunity to consider a proposed agreement for fire protection services for the Stafford Fire Protection District. All persons interested in the subject matter of this hearing will be entitled to be heard at this time and place thereof. Copy of the proposed local laws is also available for review at the town clerk's office during regular office hours. Barbara Riley, Clerk, Town of Stafford.
Bob, the contract for the fire department, that's just that's reiterating the 406,000 that they're getting this year? Is that what that contract is, basically?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It also lays out our legal relationship with insurance and items like that.
7:26.
That's what he said it was for.
Battery must be going in it.
Must be. All right, Steve.
I think it's as we speak.
I was gonna turn it to like 9.
There you go.
I thought it was hardwired anyway.
What's he got, 1 double?
No, it's on the 6th.
I'll sign. second.
Call the regular meeting to order. With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The approval of the financial report.
Yes. So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Pacer, second by Councilman Deason, to approve the financial report. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Approval of the November 11th, 2024 public hearing on the 2025 budget.
Just a quick question on it. The second to last paragraph, total amount to be raised by taxes $375,000, resulting in a tax rate of $183 per thousand for 225, or with a total of $349 per $1,000 of assessed value. So wouldn't that be 183 for town taxes and 166 for fire taxes?
You want it broken down?
That sentence could be a little clearer.
Okay. I'll fix it.
Even if right at the end, you put including fire.
Okay.
You need a motion to accept?
Second?
Sorry.
Motion by Councilman Panic and second by Councilman Pacer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 4, approval of the November 11th, 2024 public hearing on tax cap override.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Young, second by Councilman Pacer. Approve the public hearing on the tax cap override. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 5, approval of the November 11th, 2024 meeting minutes.
Move to accept.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Panic, second by Councilman Young to approve the November 11th, 2024 meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 6, approval of the special emergency meeting, November 27th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Young, second by Councilman Peterson, to approve the November 27th, 2024 emergency special meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Approval of the fire department report. I'll read that. Your Stafford Volunteer Fire Department has answered 17 calls in the month of November, included were many EMS calls, 2 structure fires, 1 MVA, and a few miscellaneous fire service calls for assistance. The department members also completed 63 man-hours of training in short month of November. Topics included lithium-ion battery emergencies, firefighter CPR, firefighter maydays with a CBA, and truck familiarization. Now the winter is here. Please check the batteries on your CO detectors. Also help us save time by clearing out snow around fire hydrant near your home. Please stay safe. Tim McDowell, Fire Chief.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilman Young, second by Councilman Panic, to approve the fire department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of the ZEO report. Any questions?
Move to accept. Second.
Motion by Councilman Pacer, second by Councilman Panic, to approve the ZEO report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Report from the Assessor's Office. We usually have our annual sales trends from the state now, but I have not received them. I told them we are having some difficulty getting the sales through the data warehouse. I'm hopeful that they will remain the same as the last 2 years, 5%. My office will have modified hours for the upcoming holidays. December 10th through 12th closed, December 25th and 26th closed, January 1st closed. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is a report from the Assessor's Office.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilman Young, second by Councilman Bennett, to approve the Assessor's report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Recreation.
Okay.
You're up.
I finally made it, everybody, sorry.
Okay.
All right, so I'm Lori Pocock, I'm the Stafford Recreation Director. And this is my son Zach, Andrew and Morgan, everyone else couldn't make it. So, briefly, we had about 50 to 60 kids, give or take. To start is always higher, and then it just kind of varies week to week, based on vacations and school stuff going on and everything else. We had a lot of new kids this year. We had a lot of new 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. And I think our oldest was 13. Yes, 13. A couple 13-year-olds, not many. So, we took 4 field trips. We went to Minnehands. We went to a Red Wings baseball game. We went to Altitude Trampoline Park, and our last field trip was to Six Flags Darien Lake. Tuesdays we swam at the country club. We're still doing that in the afternoons. We had in August, we had a penny carnival with a dunking booth. And I bought the kids this year a cotton candy machine and a slushie machine. They loved it. They brought in can tabs and money for the games, and all of our donations went to Cure Childhood Cancer, Haley Conover. We donate to her every year. We had a fun day with the Stafford Fire Department. They were gracious enough to have us come down there, and they went over the fire trucks with kids, took them on a little tour, and they sprayed them with the water hose in the backyard. So that was fun for them. It was a very hot summer, so we appreciated that. Randall Henning from Mercy EMS, also was in the fire department, asked me if it was okay if he stopped at the park, if he had time to show the kids the ambulance. So they went through the ambulance, and he let them get inside and just if he had any questions or anything like that, so they really enjoyed that. We had a movie night and our laser tag night in July with some popcorn and candy. Daily, or when it was really warm, what we did was we had, the kids had a bunch of water balloons. A parent graciously donated us a bunch of water balloons. So we used those. We had a couple kiddie pools out there with a sprinkler system that we have. We did crafts, coloring, chalk, we played sports. We tried to do a daily sport for the kids. 4th of July picnic, we had a lunch picnic with hot dogs and chips, watermelon, cookies, ice cream. My staff cooked it all. We had a talent show with some prizes that we awarded at our end of the year party. And we also do some, we call them paper plate awards. Basically, they're just, an award for each child. We kind of think of like, what did they do over the summer? It's like silly awards that they each, so everyone gets an award at our end of the year party. We also received this year a $250 donation to go towards our recreation program from the Jet family. We truly appreciated that. Our end of the year party this year was supposed to be at the park, but Mother Nature did not cooperate with us, so we had it at the Stafford Fire Hall. We had Tully's Tennis for dinner. I had an ice cream truck come out, Dave's Ice Cream and Chill. Everyone enjoyed that, so there's lots of pictures and everything over here showing you guys that. We awarded our Mr. Stafford and our Miss Stafford and our 2 runner-ups. Okay, next year dates, I am tentatively looking at, because all of the schools go late next year. So, we probably would not start until June 30th and go until August 8th. So that's 6 weeks, approximately. So I looked at the school calendar, they're going till like June 25th. They're going really late this year. Each school was different, so I'm at an obstacle. So I picked June 30th and I ended it August 8th, just because college kids have to go back and marching band starts and all that, those camps start and everything else. So I try to keep it at that.
Who was Mr. Stafford's?
Mr. Stafford was, I have it written in home on my other one. Can I get it to you?
I'll put it in here.
Yeah, I have it written down in my other
Let me know.
notepad, just so I kept track too. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, so you can put that in. And then just letter. Anything else, Sam, that I'm missing? Did you have tons of fun this year? Of course you did. So that's basically our summer in a nutshell. We just try to have fun. I try to mix up the field trips every year. Red Wings people already reached out to me. They already had their date set for next year's camp day. So we had a lot of people interested in that, so I might be looking at doing that again. And of course, Mini Hands. Everyone loved Mini Hands. We have to go there every summer. They just don't get tired of going there. So I might as well just keep a good thing going. That's what I figured. Right, Jimmy? Darien Lake was just okay. I had a lot of people say they preferred Sea Breeze more, so I was thinking I might just alternate just to give flexibility for people. So I might be looking at doing Sea Breeze. That's always our end of the year trip. That's always our last field trip. So I might be doing Sea Breeze instead. And we're busing with Leroy Central School District. They do not give me a problem at all. They're right on time. Usually it's Doug Snell or Sherry Snell that are driving us, so we're in good hands. He loves to drive us, he said, and so does Sherry, so hopefully we can keep them if they are still employed there. So, any questions?
Yeah, there, perhaps these have been in previous years and you just didn't emphasize it. There seems to be quite a few new items that you added this year.
As far
I don't
as,
recall there being a penny carnival before, or that's been a year.
oh yeah, even way back before me.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
And fire department visit.
That is, they have done that in the past, probably a couple, maybe I'm gonna say 2 or 3 years ago.
All right.
But they reached out to me and I said, sure, why not?
What about swimming at Stafford Country Club?
That has been ongoing, like
Since Paul's
since
gone.
when Ben and Andy, my two oldest went. That's been a long time.
Once Paul's Pond ended, they contracted with.
Going
Right.
Mhm.
It's still-
No, it just wasn't mentioned. It was mentioned in
Okay.
previous stuff.
Yeah.
Should we officially thank them for the use of their pool?
Yes, I have. I've reached out to, I talked to Lynn quite, yeah, I have.
Okay.
Should we?
All right.
Should we do something else or?
Do you want a letter from the town, is that what you're
I
saying?
think that's a great
Did
idea.
you just give me the contact and I'll?
Yep, I can give you all the information for her.
The lunch, now that's something you guys cook, right?
Yes,
All right. Excuse me, I might be a little bit.
You're okay, the kids
killjoy
cooked.
here.
my
The kids
counselors
cooked.
cooked the hot
Is that
dogs.
something that you need to have Board of Health inspected?
I'm not sure, it's just hot dogs and chips. I don't know, they've done it a couple times.
It's actually real easy. You fill out one form, somebody stops out, as long as you have thermometers and certain temperature for when it's cooked and a certain temperature for the refrigeration when it's raw. And I think that would eliminate a liability there. And you also bribe them with hot dogs, they seem to be inclined to take them. And the other thing is the not having stuff sitting in ice, but rather sitting in those, they're like artificial ice cubes.
Well, we have we use the kitchen.
Then they'll love it.
We put everything on the refrigerator. Yeah, everything's pretty much refrigerated until it's ready to be cooked.
Yeah, because all we'll need is one kid with an upset stomach and all of a sudden. But I've been through it in the business a lot, but
Right.
I've been through it with hosting events, and it's just so easy, it's worth it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Well, I would like to thank you and your supervisory crew for the great job up there. You make my job very easy.
Thank you, and you as well.
Those kids are great. It's either because of you or your staff, but they're good.
It's all of us
Every one of
together.
Those kids are really good.
I try to be like, okay, get them started for the day and just kind of let them, but they know to call me.
I see you there more than I've ever seen any
Yep.
director.
I try to check and make sure
That's
everything's
on
going
you. Thank
just as
you.
planned, so.
And I don't know if you know where we're at with the ARPA funds in the park. We've got a lot of things going on there this year.
Okay.
We got a new gym set coming in,
Okay,
brand new. We are replacing the doors on your storage building.
thank you.
We are paving the other small pavilion where that concrete's all broken up.
Okay,
And we are also resurfacing and redoing the tennis courts and basketball courts.
beautiful. The kids
He
will love
just
it.
went like this.
Thank you so much, really fast.
I know. And so that's coming from the ARPA funds, which were funds from the COVID.
Okay.
The town received. And everybody up here voted to have those items
Okay.
done.
Thank you, guys. The kids will love it. I'm not even gonna say anything, I'm just gonna let them be surprised.
So there may be something going on there while
Okay,
you're there, so I mean, I'll try to coordinate that with you.
right,
There's gonna be days, maybe they're in there coating the tennis courts or whatever.
okay,
We're gonna try to get some of that stuff done ahead of time.
okay,
Steve's gonna work with the people putting up the new gym set.
okay. Weather dependent and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'd like
Steve?
to be done by the time you start.
Right,
That's our goal.
okay, yeah. So, right now, that's what we're planning on the end of June, so.
So
Does it have something that has to be ordered, or is it already ordered?
It's
or
ordered.
Everything's
It's
ordered, you just,
We
okay,
have contracts with all these companies to take care of all these items,
okay,
and we wanna make it safe for the kids and fun, so
okay.
that's what we're doing.
Great, I'm excited now. Steve, I won't have to bother you anymore about the doors. Okay, that sounds great. It's a secret, don't tell anybody that. I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful news. Thank you so much, Terry. We appreciated you too. Every time we called you, if we needed you, you came right down. Steve got us the path ready for the swimming. So I try to coordinate that with Lennon and talk to you about it too, so. Appreciate it.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, everything worked out good, so. Okay, sounds great. Any other questions, concerns?
No?
We had a lot of good positive feedback this year at our party. I mean, they really couldn't say enough about our program. So, we have people that want to come from, other places, but because we're fenced in and it's supervised the way that it is and stuff like that, so. And the donation from the Jet family was wonderful this year,
You got a whole safe house for another year?
yes. Yes. Yep.
No.
That'll help. Yeah, so. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it, right? Did I cover all the bases? Did I say everything we needed to say? Okay.
You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but not required.
Okay. All right. You want to say a little bit? Okay, we're going to say.
In the past, you hung up some of those in the boardroom. Could you
Yes.
do that again?
Yeah, there's 4 posters right here, and there's extra pictures that, they made a bulletin board for us when you walk in the office right there. Okay? So there's plenty of pictures right there.
What do you do with what do you do with the old ones from year to year?
I don't have them, they're probably here still.
They're stored in the boardroom.
All right,
Right
so we have them.
Yeah, last year's is just on that table, the other ones are in the closet. They're there.
I mean, 20, 30 years from now, that will be something really
Right.
to look back at, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't throw them out.
no, we don't throw them out,
We got them.
they're here.
Next item is a resolution 83 to enter into a fire department contract. The town board of the town of Stafford met at a regular board meeting. The town offices of the town of Stafford located at 8903 Route 237, Stafford, New York, on the 9th day of December 2024, commencing at 7 p.m. and therefore a public hearing was held at 7:15 p.m., at which time and place the following members were present. That's, we were all here. Whereas all board members having due notice of said meeting and that pursuant to Article 7, Section 104 of the Public Officers Law, said meeting was open to the general public and due and proper notice of the time and place whereof was given and required by law. And I'll read the rest of this. Whereas fire protection services are vital and necessary to the health and welfare of the inhabitants of the town of Stafford, and whereas Stafford Fire Department maintains adequate and suitable vehicles, apparatus, and equipment to furnish fire protection services in the Stafford Fire Protection District, and whereas pursuant to Article 5G of the General Municipal Law, Sections 119M and 119.000, authorizes municipal corporations and districts to enter into agreements for the performance among themselves or for one for the other for their respective functions, powers, and duties on a cooperative contract basis, or for the provision of the joint services, General Municipal Law, Section 119.01. See also General Municipal Law, Section 119.03, relative to municipal sharing plan. And whereas the town board of the town of Stafford has been considering entering into an agreement with the Stafford Fire Department for the protection of fire protection services for the Stafford Fire Protection District, and whereas Stafford Fire Department Incorporated has agreed to provide such fire protection services for the Stafford Fire Protection District for consideration of the sum of $406,000 annually. And whereas a notice of public hearing regarding the proposed fire protection agreement was duly published and posted as required by law, including being advertised in the official newspaper of said town, and whereas a public hearing was held on December 9th, 2024, and all parties in attendance were permitted an opportunity to speak on behalf of or in opposition to the proposed agreement or any part thereof, and whereas the town board, having considered such comments received at the public hearing, feels it is in the best interest to enter into the agreement. And who would like to make that motion?
Terry, you have a number?
So moved.
Second.
Now on a motion of Councilman Young, which has been duly seconded by Council Panic, be it resolved by the town board of the town of Stafford that it is in the best interest of the town of Stafford to enter into this agreement for fire protection services, and be it further resolved by the town board of the town of Stafford that it hereby authorizes Robert Clement and other board members to sign the agreement for and fire protection services for the fire protection district located in the town of Stafford. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that would be 5.
I have a question on that. If there's a mutual alarm and, fire equipment from outside Stafford comes in and they do damage, say, to adjacent properties, is the town responsible for that, or does the fire the fire department have insurance on that?
Well, probably yes to both comments you made. I'm sure they have insurance, and so do we.
Okay, I was just wondering who would be liable, that's all.
One present, yes.
There may be some nuances, though, to the laws where their extent of liability may not be the same as other persons when they're responding to an emergency.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because we're contracting with one corporation and another one fills in.
And that's part of what's laid out in the agreement is how our insurances are linked.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are going to sign this too. And I'll give this to you. Resolution 84 to adopt local law number 2 of 2024. A local law of the town of Stafford amending local law number 1 of 1977 to provide a partial exemption from taxation to persons 65 years of age or older pursuant to the provisions of section 467 of the real property tax law. The town board of the town of Stafford met at a regular board meeting at the town offices located at 8903 Route 237, Stafford, New York, on the 9th day of December 2024, commencing at 7 p.m. and the following members were present. All members listed were present. You all have this. I don't need to read the whole thing.
Well, so many of them are just a repeat. I guess the only thing that's different on this one is that they're simply upping the amount where you can qualify up to $32,200. Is right? It's the gist of the whole resolution. There's a sliding scale from less than 23.8, where it's 50% to 32.2, where it's 5%. Because we already have one on the books from 77. This is just updating it.
Right.
That's really the update.
Right.
Update, the dollar amount is what it's updating there.
Yep.
So all in favor of this is 0. 4 opposed, yes. Dated December 9th.
Not yet. We need a motion on that, Bob?
Yeah.
Now on a motion of, which has been duly seconded by Councilman Beard.
Case, go ahead.
Yeah, a so move,
Second.
adopt local law number 2.
Second. Third.
Now on a motion of Councilman, which has been duly seconded by Councilman, motion by Councilman Young and seconded by Councilman Panic. Resolved by the town board of the town of Stafford hereby passes local number 2 of 2024 entitled a local law of the town of Stafford providing a partial exemption from taxation to persons 65 years of age or older pursuant to the provisions of section 467 of the real property tax law. This local law amends local law number 1 of 1977 entitled a local law to establish the level of owner's income form exemption of real property taxes pursuant to section 467 of the real property tax law. Doing so brings its senior income exemption scale in line with that of Genesee County legislator on February 28, 24. And be it further resolved, the town clerk is hereby directed to enter into the adoption of said local law in the minutes of this meeting, to file a local law in the office of the town clerk and file the law with the Secretary of the State of New York within 20 days pursuant to section 27% I of the municipal. And be it further resolved that pursuant to section 27, parenthesis 3 of the municipal home rule, this law shall take effect upon the date it is successfully filed with the Secretary of State. And that will be signed by the town clerk.
Vote, Bob.
All in
Okay.
favor? All in favor?
All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution amendment to the municipal solution contract. Okay, that one's done. Amendment to municipal solution contract. Whereas the town of Stafford has a contract with Municipal Solutions dated December 14th, 2018 for the Water District Number 12 project, and whereas the fee for this contract based on the current project scope will increase by $2,400 to cover the work needed to close out Water District 12 and not to exceed $66,480. Therefore, the town board of the town of Stafford authorizes the supervisor to sign the agreement with Municipal Solutions to increase the scope by $2,400 and not to exceed $66,480.
So,
Motion to do this?
Bob, just a second, let me, I gotta get something clear here. I wasn't here in 2018, but when the contract was signed, it was signed for X amount of dollars. I don't know what that number is. Was it always open-ended?
If we change the scope, yeah.
Okay, and the scope in this case was changed because of the duration of the project?
And the extra grants that they pursued for us.
Okay, so what they're asking for is $2,400 minimum? That's what they're asking for?
Yeah, an increase of the contract.
Yeah, so, and where does the $66,480 come in? They can also charge us that much?
No, that's what the entire contract will be, not to exceed.
Well, by adding the 2,400, that doesn't exceed it?
What you would do is you'd take the 66,480 and deduct the 2,400 increase, and that should be where the contract sat before this modification.
Well, I'm just trying to sort it out. I hate to leave something open-ended.
The 2,400 would bring it up to 66.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's why it says not to exceed.
And that was their original
Original contract.
Original
yes.
contract.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
Again, just a couple extra words in this probably would have made that clear. And not to exceed original contract of 60,
Yeah, yeah.
Motion to do this?
Makes a little more sense.
so move.
Second.
Motion was second. Councilman Panic, second by Councilman Pacer. Roll call vote.
Councilman Panic?
Yes.
Councilman Young?
Yes.
Councilman Deason?
Yes.
Councilman Pacer?
Yes.
Supervisor Clement?
Yes. Passed 5-0.
Yes, yeah, read it.
Okay. All right.
I think it just requires your signature.
Yeah. Yes.
Still out there, Kathy?
Yep,
So quiet, I thought you passed away.
no, not yet. You
Oh,
wish. Christmas ain't here yet.
Oh, okay.
Just use backwards to be budget line item, and then hire the person. Use backwards.
You gotta,
Maybe you have to have a line
you
item.
have to hit the line item, and then the resolution is very specific
Okay.
to that line.
Okay.
Item number 13, resolution 86 to establish a 2024 budgetary line item. Resolution to establish 2024 budgetary line item. Resolved, the town of Stafford Town Board hereby establishes the following line item to account for the part-time financial clerk typist. A 1220.12, part-time clerk typist. Motion to do this.
So moved.
Is that you, Bob?
Yep. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution 87. Hiring Kristen Seaver as part-time financial clerk typist. Whereas the town of Stafford needs to hire a part-time financial clerk typist, and whereas the financial clerk typist will be paid $26.50 per hour for no more than 10 hours per week, beginning December 10th, 2024, under the line item A 1220.12. Therefore, Christian Seaver will be hired as a part-time financial clerk typist for $26.50 per hour, no more than 10 hours per week under line item 1220.12. Motion to do this.
So moved.
Second.
Was that position advertised or?
Who seconded this?
I seconded.
You did? Or no?
Terry? Me.
Oh, okay, no, you
I thought we did advertise for it.
So it was advertised?
Thought that was the same, at the same time that we did candidates for the building inspector.
No, the professional service, we didn't have to.
All right.
I don't think you have to.
Okay, offered by Councilman Young, second by Councilman Fenner, roll call.
Councilman Bennett,
Yes.
Councilman Young,
Yes.
Councilman Deason,
Yes.
Councilman Pacer,
Yes.
Supervisor Clement.
Yes. Passed 5-0. Resolution 88, approval of non-warranty emergency repair for 8210 Prole Road extension. Whereas Water District number 12 had non-warranty emergency repair needed at 8210 Prole Road extension, and whereas Surgery Construction was called in to repair the damage at a cost of $3,800, therefore the town of Stafford approves the payment of $3,800 for the non-warranty emergency repair to the 8210 Prole Road extension. This is okay, Steve?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
What was the, are you familiar with the actual problem is? It's a little hard to,
Well, initially, Monroe County Water guy came out to knock the valve thing down. When he, on that style, you can thread them down, dig around it, turn it, they will go down.
yep.
Well, he decided to beat it with a sledgehammer,
Oh, so you broke it.
and then he broke the valve down below. So,
And this is in that funny zone where Monroe doesn't own it yet, right?
correct.
All right.
So it's kind of past the buck, and,
That kind of answers that question.
yeah.
And it still keeps us well within our budget for the
Oh.
project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that's all that happens, that's a great thing.
So you-
Now, because of the use of pipes, isn't there a,
And,
because we use plastic pipes,
Yeah.
there's a fund that, for repair, who keeps that, us or?
Yeah, no, we do.
Okay.
He just replaced the pipes for repair.
goes in, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
You need a motion for this, don't you?
Yep.
I make a motion, we pay the $3,800 for the non-warranty repair at 8210 Prole Road extension.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Penny, second by Councilman Young. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approved on 5-0 vote. Item 16, Resolution 89, Water District 12 budget modifications. Whereas the town of Stafford has received funding from rural development for their Water District 12 project, and whereas the town board wishes to adjust budget items to more accurately reflect actual costs, and whereas rural development requires the town board to authorize all changes to the administrative budget as shown on Form E And therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Stafford authorizes the following budget modifications for the project. Fiscal coordination of increase of 2,400, single audit 2024, loans and requiring increase of 11,698, bond council 629.43. I, Barbara Randy, Town Clerk of the Town of Stafford, do hereby certify that the aforementioned resolution was adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Stafford on December 9th, 2024 by the following vote.
So move.
Give us a motion. Give me a second. Who's gonna second?
All right. Motion by Councilman Panic, second.
I'll second it.
Motion by Councilman Panic, second by Councilman Young. Okay. Now we go to the,
All right.
yep,
Supervisor Clement,
yes.
Councilman Panic,
Yes.
Councilman Pacer,
Yes.
Councilman Deason, Councilman.
Yes.
And Councilman Young.
Yes.
Vote is 5-0. So the motion is passed. And we have to sign. Resolution 90, Town of Stafford to establish rules for public hearings. Whereas the town board of the town of Stafford met at a regular board meeting at the town hall located at 8903 Route 237, Stafford, New York, on the 9th day of December 2024, commencing at 7 p.m., at which time and place the following members were present.
I just filled it in later.
Okay. All members were present. I'll read the last paragraph. Resolved, the town clerk is hereby directed to keep a copy of said rules of public hearing available for public review during normal business office hours, as well as on the town website, and that copies of such rules be posted and provided at public hearings. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
I,
Do you want a motion?
There's a flow sheet.
Did we have a motion on that?
Yeah, okay, I didn't,
Please skip the one.
now a motion of,
So move.
I'll make that motion to establish rules for public hearings. Nobody else
I
had?
did.
I did.
I'll second it. Thank you.
now on a motion of Councilman Pacer, second by Councilman Young, has been duly seconded, and Councilman be it resolved, the town board of the town of Stafford shall implement rules for public hearing attached hereto as Schedule A for all future public hearings, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to keep a copy of such rules of public hearing available for public review during normal office hours as well as on the town website, and that copies of such rules are to be posted and promoted at public hearings. And it was voted at 5-0. Quorum present, yes. 12, 9, 10. Resolution 91, authorize supervisor to sign agreement with Lumsden and McCormick. These are auditors.
We just have one auditor?
Pardon me?
We just have one auditor? Because I thought last year there were two, or if you interviewed two, just have one. Okay.
Well, it's two names, Lumsden and McCormick.
There was a single lady that left that company and started her own company. You talked about once, but we just have one.
Okay, resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign an agreement with Lumsden McCormick LLP for auditing purposes. Whereas the town of Stafford has exceeded $750,000 in expenditures due to Water District Number 12 and is required to hire a firm to conduct an audit. And whereas Lumsden and McCormick has performed audits for the town of Stafford previously and are seeking their expertise for this audit. And whereas Lumsden and McCormick is requesting a fee of $21,000 to perform the audit and a signature from the supervisor. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Stafford authorizing the supervisor to sign the agreement with Lumsden McCormick to perform the audit for the year 2024 for a fee of $21,000. Motion to do this?
So moved. This still keeps us within our budget for the Water District 12 project.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, motion to do this?
Yes, sir.
Basically, okay. Second?
Second.
Motion, Councilman Haster, second by Councilman Panic, roll call vote.
Councilman Panic?
Yes.
Councilman Young?
Yes.
Councilman Deason?
Wait a minute here. If you read this back page, I'm not getting this. In accordance with the terms of this engagement letter, first billing processes for the services rendered in connection with the audit of Stafford financial statements, including a single audit and the justice report for the year ending 12/31/2024. And then it says the services include field work or related matters through 12/5. Shouldn't that be all the way through the whole end of the year?
Well, this is specific to the water district itself, so I would think it would be up until closing of the water district.
Is that what it is?
Yes, and it'll be paid through the Water District.
Okay.
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 Councilman Deason, are you okay?
Yep.
Councilman Paisley?
Yes.
Supervisor Clement?
Yes. Have we got Bob in here?
Everything.
Okay. Passed 5-0. Sign back here. Resolution 92,
That's what we signed.
accepting water district number 12 information.
Information.
Yes.
Whereas the town board has received information regarding water district number 12, and whereas the town board reviewed the information, therefore the town board of the town of Stafford has reviewed the information and accepts the information for water district 12. Motion to do this?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Young, second by Councilman Panic. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approved on a 5-0 vote. Resolution 93, authorizing budget transfers for 2024. Resolved, the Stafford Town Board hereby authorizes the following budget transfers. You got that? You all have that in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. This is something we do every year. Motion to do this?
So moved.
Second. Motion by Councilman Panic, second by Councilman Pacer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved on a 5-0. Right to farm, local law. We have, this is not something we're gonna vote on tonight, but we don't have a law that, how do I say it, that authorizes someone a right to farm. And we have some samples here, which we're gonna look it over.
Can you define what farm is? Is it growing stuff or raising animals or
Probably both.
both? And is that in the hamlet as well as outside the hamlet or
No, it would be,
townwide?
yeah, I think, how does that work?
Tell it.
I don't think you can't stable animals, what, within 100 feet of the hamlet? Is that how that, I'm not absolutely sure, anybody?
No,
I have no idea where that.
Unless your grandfather.
I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look again, but if I recall going through our zoning law, the hamlet designation really doesn't preclude anything. I mean,
No. It's spelled out.
Well, we can look that over.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What samples are you looking at for the farm local law?
They gave us
Town of York
York,
and Covington.
What about the town of Elba already has one established?
If we do not have that one, but if we could get it, it would be helpful.
That would be great.
Yeah, I can pull it up from the website.
Yeah,
I can include it.
yeah.
You have York and what other one?
Covington.
A lot of them, the local laws, what they did is even defining the rights of a farm It would be underneath the ag and market regulations.
That's
That's in there.
It's in yours, yeah. Now, this is something that came up and we got a couple of towns to get started on this.
That's why I'm here.
I think it's,
You have to
we
protect.
don't have anything right now.
We have to be protected to stay in business.
Let's finish the abstracts and then you can tell us a little more about it because you're a farmer. I'd like to hear more.
Thank you.
Will there be a public meeting on that down the road once you
Yes.
gather all the information?
It'll be a local law. so
Local
yeah.
law, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Abstracts. We got Jim.
In the,
We're gonna do the public comments first, we can. right?
If he started on the abstracts, doesn't mean anything. So we haven't done the round table yet, I would.
All right.
Make a motion to pay general fund number 12 in the amount of $28,853.51.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Beeson to, $28,853.57. Hey, Councilman Fazer, you need a second?
I did.
Lisa made the motion.
Oh, yeah, no.
Is there something?
All right, okay. So all in favor, say aye.
I
Opposed? Carried.
make a motion to pay highway number 12 in the amount of $5,972.64.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Beeson, second by Councilman Pacer to pay highway, that's highway, in the amount of $5,972.64. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Make a motion to pay capital projects number 12 in the amount of $3,825.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Deason, second by Councilman Pacer to pay capital projects in the amount of $3,825. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Carried.
Make a motion to pay water fund number 12 in the amount of $23,065.48.
Second.
That's for water districts 4, 6, and 7.
Motion by Councilman Deason, second by Councilman Pacer to pay water in the amount of $23,065.48. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Carried. So that's time to get on the phone. All right, that's the end of the agenda. Is there any public comments? Yes.
I have a couple. Ron mentioned Water District 12, that repair fund. We were quoted once that it was like $60 or something. When does that start? How's it paid? Is it out of our money that we already pay? The 505 that we had. So that's in a separate bank account, I understand, that it had to be put aside. Okay, so that's fine. When you say things are available like on the website, or we can view them during public, during regular office hours, okay? Does that mean I can come in and look at those, or I have to FOIL them? Because You said that you can come in and see it during regular office
That's
hours.
not foil.
That's not a foil, so
Mhm.
I can come in and look at that. How are we standing on Water District 12? It's not closed out yet? We gotta wait for the audit?
Well, it's supposed to have been closed down in October.
But then wasn't there your special meeting on the 27th that there was extra money and you were gonna do something with it? So is that gonna lower our amount that we pay?
No.
Well, there's road repair work to do.
How much extra money is there?
I forgot. What is
What
it?
was it, 70?
Yeah, right around the 70 mark.
Yeah. Well,
But there is
21 of
some-
that's gonna go to the audit. We're
Right,
gonna take that money
70,
right out
yeah.
of there.
So then,
Now there's 50, and I guess there's repair work to Fox Road.
Possibly. It's up to rural development to make the final decision on what to do with the
Yes.
remainder of the money.
so it's grant money that you have to, that's the use it or lose it money?
Yes. Yeah. We can use it on something where we don't have to take it out of the taxpayer, and everybody will be happier.
But we're paying it, it's Water District 12 money, right?
Right, right. But if we could take it out of that money rather than have to put it on your tax bill at a later time, we can do that, because the
Put
money's
what
there.
on the tax bill?
Let's say we have to repair Fox Road,
Okay.
so that would go.
Well,
on
what's
the
wrong
tax
with
bill.
Fox Road? What happened there?
There was some problems with,
Yeah, some issues with it.
with,
I mean, anytime you dig a 6-foot trench next to the blacktop, there's gonna be issues.
Right, but who takes care of that? Surgy? Obviously not Monroe County Water.
Then it usually goes back into the water district, which has happened quite a bit, to be honest with you. I mean, Byron's had various repairs done on their projects.
So rural development looks at all that money.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the CEO in the zoning and code reports. Does his reports include inspections and when he closes out things?
Normally not.
But that is part of his job, right? He has to close them out and give
Yeah.
C of Os and whatever?
yes.
He
Okay,
normally lists what was opened.
opened.
Anything further?
In the ARP funds, that's all taken care of? We're still on track with all of that,
Yes. Yes,
with the contracts?
yes.
That's all I got.
Okay, I've got it.
Thank you, Kathy.
Is there any way we can develop an online repository for all the resolutions? You know, so that we can go online and see it, the resolutions before the meeting. And a repository would just hold all, obviously you have them all on computer already. It's just a matter of organizing them.
I don't understand, you went, I have it listed on the agenda, and you went,
I want to know what the resolution is before I walk in the door, because, and so do a lot of people have commented on it, that you're trying to get your mind around what the resolution is while you guys are here, but you have detailed information. If you have a repository, all those resolutions are sitting out there. All you gotta do is go online and read it, go on the town webpage.
Just it's up to the board if you want it public before you make a decision on
You might want to ask an attorney about that, because technically you can't vote on it yet.
it. Right, so it's not an approved resolution at that point.
Could be posted as a draft.
I will ask the attorney.
Like, for instance, the rules of a public hearing. Rules for public hearings. Would it, I guess I was gonna come in and look at that, because that was one that you said you can come in and inspect during office hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have no established rules for that kind of stuff, and we should have.
What?
We had no rules for that. We do now,
Yeah, we do not.
but we didn't have anything, and that's what drove us to try to put something together for that process.
Well, we got it from our attorneys. It's basically the one they recommend for all the towns they serve. What's actually nice about this one is that it's always been two camps, either strict when you can speak rules, or kind of the free-for-all we have now. And this, if you look under item 3, it allows you to do both.
Then I just have one more question then. So with that in mind, when we're going down through the agenda, you guys have asked us to keep all of our questions till the end, which we've been really good with that, I think, especially me. So you don't want us saying, I have a question about that.
Now you do that.
Well, we don't do it now. I keep them till the end and I make all my, so that's how you want to do it, even through the meetings?
If you read items, you got one of the lists here?
Hold on.
Yeah, I do somewhere.
I think I do too, but I just put everything in my folder.
Yeah,
You got it?
But you're going to post it online, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have it
it'll
on
be
the bulletin
posted.
board,
Yeah.
I'll have it on the website.
Hand that
Yeah.
one down here, if you would, please. I think the key one is item 3. The public shall be allowed to speak only during public hearings or during the public comment period of the meeting, or at other times as a majority of the board shall allow. So if we get to something where we want to get input right at the time of it, we'll ask for input.
So Charlie, I guess they're gonna look into that.
Okay.
I would never know how to do anything like that.
It's just a matter of having access to all the, resolutions in one area that people can actually look at. So,
Great comment, thank you. Barb, what do you have to offer us? Right to farm law.
Just wanted to see if you did have anything started, that's all.
We all have the York, the Covington one. The Elba one would be good, because that's pretty close to home.
Yes.
What do you see as beneficial for a right to farm law?
The protection
Protection from,
the people, you have residents that are coming in every township that are not used to farming, vehicles, dirt on the road,
smell.
the smells, lighting a fire.
and that is the intent of the right to farm law, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that the more protection for us farmers. It's hard enough with Mother Nature, let alone with individuals that don't understand and have never worked on a farm. Or here, if you have the protection.
Yeah, I think most of the residents in this town would be in favor of that, considering every meeting we've had here complaining about farmland going to solar and farmland going to windmills and farmland going to this. I think they'd like to protect the farmers myself.
Well, not necessarily that. If you're gonna be putting solar on, it's a choice in order to pay the bills.
Yeah,
It's just that when the solar does go on, like example is the draft that's already drafted. It should be set to make sure that it's protecting the farm and the farmer that best suits the situation. Like right now, at Cornell, you could raise the solar panels and have animals underneath. And that was brought up, I brought it up at the planning department. It was stated it would be looked into. Was it? No. You know, you have Cornell that, or you have at GCC, you have the veterinary service now. And you have agricultural programs now. You can have raised panels and have vegetation, short vegetation, whether it's cabbage or green beans or something underneath the solar panels growing. And then again, Cornell University is promoting it. The solar company that's coming in, did they look into that? No. You know, there's a lot of variables, and right now, you guys aren't exploring the options. You're assuming of what the engineer is drawing up is correct. But if you look at other solar companies that are coming in, you know, everybody has different ideas. Or even the vegetation that was proposed for underneath the panels. Does it promote for bees, you know, planting flowers? It just said soil seed type number 6. But what's the definition of that? Is that protecting the farm?
One of the problems is we actually, municipalities will have a very small role in siting these farms, because once they get over 20 megawatts, then the state takes over from there.
Right, for the larger ones. The proposed ones here is not. It is funded by the state, but in my experience of attending solar meetings, the engineers and the developers are there to listen to the public. The same thing I noticed the snowmobile trail that's set right on the property that goes right behind ours. The same thing is the solar company going to make sure that the snowmobile club is taken care of. The solar panels that went up on Madrinsky's on Norton Road and 262, I met right with the chief engineer right there, and I said, look, at the snowmobile club has the rights to our railroad track. It comes off, and we got to make sure and take care of the snowmobile club. And the engineer said, okay, I will make sure and change this and this to accommodate it.
But
Did they?
normally
Yes.
for snowmobile
Oh, yeah.
club, they get the permission of the landowner, right?
Correct.
All right.
But if you
So-
have the solar panels that are going in there and obstructing where the
Then that's really for the landlord to take care of. I mean, the landowner to take care of.
no, it's not. When you sign to have solar development, you sign a lease. Okay, that's just like telling myself, a farmer, that the landowner's going to tell me and say, well, this year I want you to plant wheat. Next year I want you to plant corn. Has nothing to do with that. The solar that's being developed right now is through the engineer. The engineer goes to the meetings and says, what do you want? When I asked, when you guys were in the other room and the engineer was in here, and I said, why is there a piece of land, of farmland that's already tillable in the middle of the two pieces? And you know what the engineer told me? I don't know. It's the way I designed it. And I said, why wouldn't you put the two pieces together And then you would have more room, for example, like for the snowmobile trail, because the snowmobile trail has to go straight. It can't go around the edges. And you can look right at the trails already posted by Ken Radley. See, it's all a matter of what you ask. The same thing with before they put the solar up. You can ask for the community to make sure that the community gets first bids to get in line to get that 10% savings before they open it up to the rest of New York State. So then again, the public here can get that 10%. Sure, maybe if your electric bill is only $100, it saves $10, but that's better than zero. But you have to ask the solar people.
Andy?
It's probably about time to start trying to track people down to do a comprehensive plan. I think we haven't done one in 15 or so years.
Any big changes you think that we need to take into account on it that hasn't been covered by our current zoning laws?
Maybe right to farm, or defining what a farm is, or something like that.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's, the whole, with the right to farm and the ag market laws do a very specific definition of what farming is. I find it interesting that if you look at the York one, it talks about distribution of fertilizer, distribution of pesticides, and that's probably one of the hot spots we have in town is how does Crocker interact with the neighbors around them. And that's a little bit different in that it's a lot more concentrated than having somebody applying it in the field next to you than having that large of a bulk amount being both stored and moved around. So I think we got to be careful with that. But yeah, it's probably more of a Bill Van Alt's question, which we'll ask.
I've got one question. 6 months ago or so, we requested that Transit Road get reduced down to 40 miles an hour going out of town. And the request from you guys was, well, talk to the transportation. They said we need a request from the town itself, not from people. Has there been any follow-up on that?
That goes to the county. We cannot, the county does that.
Yeah, they said the town has to initiate the request.
I thought Steve carried the ball on that right through.
Yeah, I can look into it tomorrow when I see Tim Hens, but I'm pretty sure it goes to county and then it goes to a transportation council. And then they look at all the crashes and fatalities and they make a determination.
But I think that was all done at the time that was asked, if I recall.
I know it was asked probably 6 or 7 years ago. And nothing, there was no fatalities.
Well, that doesn't mean it shouldn't be reduced.
Well, that's what we think, but they don't look at it that way.
That's too much common sense.
Yeah. Well, let's have someone killed first. Yeah.
Oh, it's like the 40 mile an hour speed limit on Route 237 here. It ends at Darlings. And originally, when the recreation was taking place at Call's Pond, we wanted it to go to the intersection of Morganville Road, so there would be a speed limit. They stopped it at Darling.
Not that anybody follows that. Usually they get somewhere near the top of the hill, 800 feet before the sign for 55, and they go up to 55 and keep going and going south.
Yeah.
They usually keep going 55 until they're to your house.
Slow it down from 65 to 55.
Yeah, there's a lot of skid marks at the intersection here where people, some slide right into the intersection.
Should take pictures of those skid marks.
I was standing and to go into the old town hall, and I forgot the guy's name, but he was obviously under the influence right straight through. He never attempted to stop. He couldn't have stopped if he wanted to. Fortunately, there wasn't anybody coming on.
They had something similar to that during the summer. There was a car chase down transit. They were doing 70, 80 miles an hour right through the intersection. And the cops right behind them. And it's like, how many times is that intersection empty?
Yeah.
No. Where are we here?
Probably should do, we've got everything done except round table. I'm good.
Okay, I called all the candidates for the building code, since we know that Gene wants to retire at the end of 25. All four of them accepted. We lined up times on Saturday the 14th. From 9 to 11, so it's half-hour increments. None of them have current certification. All of them would require training in the current code. 2 are from Stafford, 1 from Byron, 1 from Churchville. So it's good. It's good to, it's good to have a couple from Stafford. And I would like some volunteers to interview with me.
I'll try to make it run.
All right. So again, Saturday, 9 to 11.
Saturday,
Saturday the 14th
oh, January.
of December.
This Saturday.
That's this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have.
Okay.
So Bart, here's the resumes, if you could put together a package of resumes, and I listed just on the envelope what the interview times are and have an agenda for the interviews.
I'm good. I'll try to make it though, right?
All right, good.
Yeah, and then something that Steve needs to know too, Thomas is coming out, and they're saying that 2027, emissions are gonna be $70,000 more for another truck. We better start looking at getting another truck ordered for another year or 2, however, before that deadline.
You're right, I mean, I was just seeing that, we need to get something on the books. 'Cause
Because when that comes out, that's gonna be more headaches,
Yep.
and it's gonna be a big expense.
Right now, there's a 2-year exemption on the state on all the emission stuff before we switch to electric, so a lot of people are putting orders in just so we can beat that 2027 deadline. So,
Well, when 2027 is the advanced admissions, right?
yep,
And then when is the electric mandate?
we're right then.
Yep.
2020. We're
So
supposed
the
to
one
be
thing-
2025, but
They've extended
they
it.
put a 2-year exemption on.
You don't want to be the first town to buy those electric trucks.
You know, and
If it's going to be anything like the school buses.
No, you're talking at least 70,000 just for the power plant alone for the truck. Then you'd probably be about another 50,000-60,000 to rewire the highway garage, just so you can plug it in. So when you're done, you know,
You have $400,000 plus.
yeah. Plus your electric bill is gonna go out of sight. So I was hoping they would just do away with that whole mandate thing, but being our governor is not gonna budge on that stuff. She's digging her heels in and she is not gonna give.
What are the fines versus doing it? Maybe
just
we're
can't
better
get
off paying the fine.
There is no fine.
There is
You
no
just-
fine?
You just don't get the vehicles.
We buy them on state bids, so.
Yeah.
They just don't offer it. You're done.
Yeah, talk to Schofield.
Yep. So I mean, a lot of towns are just, I mean, they're trying to get new trucks, but yet they're also keeping
If you know, this is fair.
keeping a lot of the old fleet back, just because it's,
Well, why don't we take a look at our fleet and see if there's a likely one to replace early?
yeah, there is, I mean, it's time.
Some other town would probably be interested in that truck.
Yeah, well, it won't go, it's not gonna leave Stafford, so.
Actually, you raise a good point. After the mandate, can they buy used trucks from us? Because other towns have.
Yeah. I mean, you could still buy used, but the market is just gonna be hot. I mean,
But here's the catch.
guys ain't gonna sell them either.
If you have a truck, as of that time, 2026, 2027, you are not gonna be able to buy them out of state, because you're not gonna be able to register them. That's where the state's gonna come down on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need to invest some money in upkeep on the trucks, keep them going,
Yeah, I mean, we've done good at maintaining and undercoating
you know,
and
rebuild them.
Yeah, you've been especially good at peddling some of the design disasters that have come out.
Yeah.
The white truck a few years back that had the goofy emissions,
Yep.
did well on that. I don't know how you peddled the one with the bad injectors,
Yeah, we got good money on that too.
so.
But that went out of state, so they're pretty much,
It's gonna get ugly because it's gonna have to be proven to them that just because you pass a law, it's gonna work.
right. I just read the other day, the city of Ithaca down in Cornell, they've had 4 electric buses. Parked there. They're done. They can't afford to keep them going.
RTS did the same thing.
Yeah, done. So I'm hoping in time, all
How
this.
big is
Anybody
RTS?
know if any
goes
school
away.
districts have gotten any in this area?
Never heard about it.
Yeah, there's a district in Rochester that has a couple, I think.
I was talking locally, or is everybody, I think everybody's holding out just to see if they're really serious about
Well,
this.
Wegmans did buy their first electric truck. It didn't work. It's sitting down there in the driveway. Wegmans,
That's sad.
they had the money to be able to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I mean, you look at RTS and like the city of Ithaca, all the millions that they pissed away, and now they're back to where they started. You know, instead of 4 electric buses, they could have bought 12 regular buses. Well, what's better, 12 or 4, you know? Millions of dollars wasted.
Jumping buses. plugs out of that 20 foot up there. Next
When does that hit,
Yeah.
we've talked about towns and schools, when does that hit the general public? Jimmy, when will
What's
you
that?
have to, when will you have to be on electric? Or don't they mandate that yet?
Yeah. How long we gonna be there before we have to?
You're still living in the 90s, Jerry.
Yeah,
The 90s are gonna live forever.
that's right.
Get the horses back.
Well, part of the problem is that they think everything works like their car in suburbia, where you drive it, and then you come home and you plug it in. The concept of a piece of equipment running 24 hours a day for extended periods of time, and then sitting,
Yep.
Yeah.
they don't seem to grasp that.
I'm waiting to see what these electric ones are gonna do in people's garages. Better have good fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
Insurance.
And then what do?
You
Like
can't even
everything
put it
else,
out.
you just have to watch it burn. You can't put water on it. There was an accident on 98 in Lockport, and he had batteries in the back seat. And on impact, there was battery acid there. So when they came to tow the truck, I said to the tow truck driver, I don't know where you're gonna put this on your tow truck, but you know, just so you know, the airbags were deployed and the battery acid was all over the floor. I'm like, you gotta watch out. Because what do? You can't clean it up, you can't do anything with it.
They actually recommend not to store your car in a garage, electric vehicle, because lithium
Put it out
batteries,
in the cold.
lithium batteries do burn. I mean,
So then it's out in the cold and it drains the battery.
exactly.
Smart thinking.
Yeah,
Well, actually, it's even worse than that, because you have, it takes 3 times the BTUs that you can get out of electricity if you use natural gas to produce it. So there's all these controversies over having an electric car, having an electric stove. You've got, you take first just the plain BTU advantage. Then you put on line losses. Then you put on a battery efficiency. You're better off burning natural gas at the point of use. Why reduce everything by sending it through electric lines?
You know, how do you heat your house?
Well, they haven't gotten into the gas heating yet, but there's certainly, but the point I'm making is that, again, you have to burn 3 times the amount of gas to get the same BTUs. So go to natural gas operated cars would make more sense. Hell, for your trucks, Cummins been making a 6-cylinder natural gas motor for 30 years or more. But no, they want to ram electric car.
well, they did an independent study and found that the energy demand will far exceed what they can produce, and so there'll be rolling blackouts during the winter and summer months.
Well, think about it. There's a lot, you go into a lot of these villages in our state, you still have 60 and 100 amp services. So that means there's no charging your car at home. There's actually, most of them have gas stoves, especially in where gas is. And with that small of a service, you'll have to redo your service just to meet these mandates, which is a huge cost in itself. It's going to be ugly between now and 2035, I think.
2027 is. I'm hoping the next time the governor's up, she's done and
Yeah.
they get somebody else in there and this can all go away.
She can go live in Florida or somewhere.
Move to California with it.
Yeah, California.
She's the right,
Or some water.
she's the right political
A,
party.
Okay, you want to call for a,
Motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 9:17.